Here are the broken levers taken out of it. The way you do it is there's a retaining clip on either side of the shaft that goes through the gears for this. So you pull that out, just slide the shaft along, and then you can drop these out. So those are those parts. I'm still going to take these out of here. It looks like the castings are exactly the same. The wheels, or sorry, the gears are the same number of teeth. So I was a little concerned about making sure I got the right one in the right spot, but it looks like I'm going to be okay either way. And here's the broken bit for this right here. So now I have to decide what I want to braze first. I think I'll probably do this one first, because if I can't get it, then there's no sense going on with the rest of it, I suppose. None of the gears look to be damaged, really. There's a little bit of swarf in there, so I think that's what's causing it to bind. The shaft is not bent, so I think we're good. Anyways, the next time I talk about this, hopefully I'll have something brazed together. Okay, I got the parts on the barbecue. I'm going to cool them down slowly. I brazed the selector panel, but for the levers I opted for MIG welding, because my brazing torch, the nozzle doesn't provide enough heat to heat those big castings. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm currently at 300 Fahrenheit, or about 150 Celsius. I'm going to bring it up to 260 Celsius or 500 Fahrenheit and then let it cool. Well, I welded these back together, and I welded this back together. As you can see, I put it in place, and I discovered that, well, I kind of was afraid of it anyways, that these don't line up with the holes anymore. And the more I got looking at it, it looks to me like they actually drilled the holes in the plate after these were installed. They just brought them up, set them to where they wanted, and they must have had a jig that drilled through there into the plate. So I am thinking I'm going to do the same thing. So to that end, I'm going to turn a threaded piece that fits into there. It's basically going to be a threaded drill guide, and repeat the process after I fill in all these holes up here and hope for the best. That's plan A right now. Plan B, if that doesn't work, is to mill a new plate. It's about 5/8 thick. Well, I mean, it's a casting, but its thickest parts are 5/8. Varies, but I would start with a 5/8 thick piece, I think, and mill all the holes out, put it in place, and do it again. And then plan C, I guess, would be to somehow cut this out and braze or weld a piece in and do it that way. I wouldn't mind doing that, actually, but I don't really like working with cast iron, to be honest with you. I mean, I have had pretty good luck so far welding and brazing it, but it leaves a mess, you know. I hate milling it because it leaves crap all over the place. So that's where we're at with that. I made a stand. I put it back on its stand now so I can move it around, because it was pretty awkward just squatting down and working on it. I used 2x6s, and I'm surprised actually how well it does work. You know, I did that out of expediency and I guess thrift, because I didn't feel like going and buying more steel to make another mobile base like this one. Here's the piece that I'm going to make, or that I made, that I'm going to put in into here. It screws into there. The drill bit goes in and out through the bushing guide, and I'm going to drill new holes to match the locations of the gears after everything's all been welded up. Here's the bushing guide that I made, drill guide, whatever you want to call it. This is the drill that'll go in and make the holes in the plate. What I'll do is I'll bring it up. Oh, come on. Well, you know what I mean. I'll bring it up, mate the gear with it, and I'll put a piece of paper in there to give it an adequate amount of backlash. And then what I'll do is I'll hold that by hand, I suppose, come in with a hand drill and drill into the plate. And hopefully that works. I'm a little worried that it'll follow the brazing material and not the cast iron, because they're the brazing compound is I think it's bronze, really. Anyways, I think it's quite a bit softer. Well, I know it's quite a bit softer than the cast iron. But we'll hope for the best. Well, it actually worked. I got it all put back together. I drilled it out using a hand drill in that guide I made, and it worked excellent. I believe that's probably how they did it in the first place. It's all back together, and it's actually a fairly sweet running little lathe. Very quiet because of the belt drive, and like I said, the bed is absolutely immaculate. Not a scratch or a ding or any signs of wear. I still, I guess, have to make a little piece for that. I'll probably turn it out of brass and slip it on. I have this part right here. It's broken off. Now I could, you know, bore into it a little ways and put a small thread in there, but I don't know how strong that would be. Maybe I'll try it. And also, I don't know if I can chuck it up correctly in the lathe for that operation or not. I just put a little knob on here. The one that was on there was no good. Anyways, it's essentially set to go. I'm just waiting for the paint to dry. I've got the cover off right now, drying out in the sun. If I had the room, I suppose I'd keep it.